Hey guys, I'm Nuwan from Movie Slinger Reviews.
And I'm Akira from Old School Rules. And today we're going to talk about the day in the life of a mariner in Waterworld.
So grab a jar of dirt, fix up that mainsail and get ready to drink your own pee.
Pee?
Well, to be precise, it's actually desalinated pee.
It's called Waterworld and they don't have any water?
Well, it's not fresh water, it's seawater.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're not gonna survive for long in Waterworld. This is a new video series collaboration between our channels where we examine movie, TV and video game universes. As geeks, we always daydream of traveling to these amazing locations, interacting with our favorite characters and going on an adventure. But what if we could really live in that universe? Do the physics and logic work?
Wow!
Do the rules and regulations make sense? What will we do on a daily basis? And what sort of impact does the economy have?
Credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
Credits will do fine.
No, they won't.
Would it actually be fun or would it totally suck? Let's find out. Please do subscribe to our channels. Movie is my channel and video games on Akira's. And if there's a movie or video game universe you want us to examine, please leave that in the comments and we'll get right to it. Now let's begin. For those who are unfamiliar with the 1995 film, Waterworld takes place in the future where global warming has melted the polar ice caps and
It's Mad Max on water! Oh yeah!
It's not just Mad Max on water, okay? There's a little bit more to it.
Does it have a lone wolf protagonist?
Yes,
Wandering a post-apocalyptic world?
that's right.
He drives a vehicle that he loves very much.
Yeah.
Is pursued by bandits at some point, has his beloved vehicle destroyed, and gets caught up in an adventure where he has a chance to play the Good Samaritan and help some nice people.
Okay, fine.
That's right, Mad Max on water!
But the film is so much more than that. Now, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted,
Let's have an intelligent conversation here. I'll talk, and you listen.
Waterworld takes place in the future where global warming has melted the polar ice caps, sinking all the continents below water. There's also a reference to the magnetic pole reversal thing. Long story short, there's no more land. Civilization has come crashing down and the survivors now live on an endless expanse of ocean. Some have settled on artificial floating towns called atolls and struggle to survive on what little resources they can find. Others, like the mariner, have chosen a life of solitude, wandering aimlessly and trading or scavenging when they can. Now, if you're gonna be a mariner in Waterworld, you're gonna need some serious survival skills.
The ability to swim, obviously.
Yes, but fortunately most people on Waterworld learn from a very young age, and if you're an ichthyosapien, you'll have no trouble at all.
What now?
That's what you call the evolved humans of Waterworld that have developed gills to breathe underwater and webbed feet to swim faster.
Now that is so cool.
Yes, but if you're entering an atoll to do some trading, you'd better pretend to be normal since they don't take too kindly to mutants, or mutos for short.
Yeah, racial discrimination or some form of it never seems to go away now, does it? Not even after the apocalypse.
No, it doesn't. But let's look at what other skills we need.
You're gonna need to learn multiple languages, since not everyone will be using English.
Tegola! Yes, podemos, abode!
What is that?
It's Portuguese. Their own language.
Put that on your resume.
You are gonna need some sailing skills.
Remember how we talked about the port side?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No.
The mariner's boat is a thing of beauty, a mechanical marvel. I thought sailing was boring until I saw this boat.
Yeah, I love how it looks. It's like he pieced together whatever junk he could scavenge, and it has this grungy lived-in feel. And it's got so many gizmos and tricks up its sleeve, so you better learn how it all works.
Get the centerboard!
Centerboard! What centerboard? Where exactly? coughing a little bit, so will you tighten up the Cunningham?
Wow, you just said a bunch of stuff I don't know there.
I'm gonna call it the Wetmobile.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because it's like the Batmobile. It has gadgets and it runs on water. You'll need all those tricks if you had to outrun the smokers. Waterworld's very own group of raping, pillaging bandits.
If they do catch up to you, you're gonna need some fighting skills.
And make sure you have plenty of weapons to fight back.
Yeah, like guns.
You should have stayed on the water.
Harpoons. And bigger harpoons.
You'll also need to know how to ride a jet ski.
Bring it up slow!
And how to navigate using maps.
Yeah, but remember, the polar reversal thing happened, so the maps are upside down.
You might also need what I like to call Jack Sparrow skills.
And all these skills, the swimming, sailing and fighting, will come in handy when you go fishing.
Yes, the fish really are biting in Waterworld.
If you're good at fishing, then great. But what about other sources of food and water?
You could always keep a potted plant nearby. And as for water, I already mentioned how that works out.
So there's not a single drop of fresh water on Waterworld?
Well, you could maybe be able to buy some fresh water at an atoll, but it's terribly expensive.
Expensive, huh? How much do you think it'll cost?
Well, it all depends on this hybrid system of bartering and a currency called chits, which is...
Hi, I'm Travis, here to talk about the economy of Waterworld. Let's look at the typical day in the life of the mariner.
How would you like to trade these headphones for your action figure?
I got plenty of those. How about these shoes instead?
No way! I have an offer you can't refuse. This comic book.
No.
Curse you, barter system!
In a big city, the barter system isn't all that bad. You can usually find a buyer for your limited edition action figure. But out at sea, when two drifters meet, it's a whole different story. This is called the problem of the double coincidence of wants. After all, what do you need to survive out on the ocean? You need your hydro, you need your non-ornamental plants, and the most important of all, the latest stereo system. With everyone competing for these products, no one would be willing to part with any of these.
You're pretty stingy for a man who's got everything on you, then.
And they usually don't end well. But funnily, when you have so little to trade, everything is up for trade, including human hair.
Do you want to give these hair tags small hydro? Small cup hydro?
And this fine sample of dirt would make you a very rich man. So the next time your mom asks why you're collecting the dirt off your shoes, say that you're preparing for the next commodity boom.
Pure dirt. 3.2 kilos.
Now they do seem to be using money on the atoll. That's definitely more handy, but I doubt the mariner can spend these on a different atoll. Unless there is a federation of atolls regulating the supply of credits, where they have regular monthly meetings or bi-monthly meetings to decide on this rate of exchange.
What was that?
I'm not sure. How did he do that? Well, anyway, at least we learned something.
We did? What did we learn?
If you have a jar of dirt, you'd be rich on Waterworld.
Look what I got. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
And like, suppose if you are a mutant like the mariner, you could always swim down to the ocean floor and fill up your jar of dirt.
It's like money growing on trees. The mariner can just pick it right up.
And with enough dirt, you could buy just about anything on Waterworld.
I'll take them too.
Take what? We bought everything.
I'll take them shelves.
If you're a real piece of shit, you could buy people too. That's right, this movie does not shy away from some seriously dark subject material. There are slavers who deal in human trafficking, and even our protagonist at one point tries to trade the woman on board his boat for a National Geographic magazine.
Seriously? For a magazine?
Well, paper is extremely rare and in high demand.
Paper! Have you ever seen paper? Look at it. Smell it.
It's the only remnant of our lost civilization, and I guess people want to know what the past was like. This National Geographic magazine was apparently the life savings of an entire clan.
Magazines?
If I had a magazine, I'd retire.
So I guess it helps to know how to read?
Add that to your resume.
I've got a proposition for you, Mariner.
Now, if you have all of these skills on your mariner resume, the atoll elders might even ask you to marry one of their people the next time you visit, purely out of necessity to ensure the survival of the species.
Yeah, these elders are more pushy than an auntie at a Sri Lankan wedding.
And whatever you do, please don't mention your mutant status. They do not like interspecies relations, and you'll be lucky to escape with your life.
They will beat you up, arrest you, put you in a cage, and execute you in a goo pit where they recycle dead people.
Yuck!
So it's probably best to finish your business at an atoll fast and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that's probably why Kevin Costner's character spends most of his time alone on his boat.
I imagine it gets pretty boring on the boat. Are there any fun activities to pass the time?
Well, during the day, you could read those old National Geographic magazines or listen to some music under the starry sky at night.
Music? What music? Oh, you mean like...
No, hell no, nothing like that.
That is offensive. Cannon.
The Mariner actually has a pretty sweet setup. He's got a Discman and one of those 90s PC speaker systems.
Running on what power source?
Well, it seems like people on Waterworld use wind power to charge their batteries.
Well, as long as there's good music.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get stuck with one song, like Johnny Guitar. Like the one they call Johnny Guitar.
Too soon, man. Way too soon.
Two drifters meet, something needs to be exchanged. I know the code, but I'll give you this one for free. Nothing's free in Waterworld.
When you're selling the vast ocean, you gotta keep to the drifter code.
And what's that?
Oh, nothing much. You just have to stop if anyone waves their flag, generally help each other, and engage in trade negotiations if they request it.
Is that safe? Won't most people be desperate and likely to attack you or steal your stuff when you're not looking?
Hey!
Yes, it would be prudent to keep a close eye on strangers, especially the really loony ones. You know the kind, the people who have sailed alone for too long.
Russell, he's gonna be out of his mind. He's out of his mind completely, Russell.
Unfortunately, it's usually a risk you have to take since supplies are scarce.
So being a little paranoid is a good thing, but you can't always afford to avoid people.
You might want to avoid the religious nutcases though.
They have those in Waterworld?
Oh yeah, you'd think people who don't believe in science will be the first to die in a global climate change catastrophe brought on by not listening to scientists, but that's not how things work.
So, what's religion like in Waterworld?
Well, they have an explanation that goes like this.
In the beginning, The provider said, "Let there be water," and the seas came forth. He created everything that we know.
Hey!
The sun, the air that we breathe. He made also both man and fish and no combination thereof. He does not abide the notion of evolution. Amen!
So, not very different from existing world religions.
Nope. And Deacon, the leader of the smokers, presents himself as a messianic figure, talking about visions of dry land to keep his people motivated and under control.
I've had a vision. Yeah, we're tired of your visions. What about the land you promised us?
What's Dryland?
Exactly what it sounds like. A landmass that supposedly still exists somewhere in the vast ocean. A mythical place. Nobody knows where it is, but everyone has heard of it, and everyone wants to go there. It's the ultimate goal for the characters in the movie. There's this kid named Enola that has a tattoo on her back, which gives directions to dry land. This woman named Helen convinces Mariner to help them escape and look for dry land, and the Deacon wants to hunt them down so he could have dry land all to himself and his people.
Why does Deacon want it so bad?
Well, the smokers live on this oil tanker, which is how they have managed to survive for so long. But the oil is running out and it's getting pretty crowded in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live there.
The Deacon wants a place where there's enough water, trees and space to grow for his people. And Travis did mention that overpopulation will drive them into expansion. Dirt is one of the most valuable things on Waterworld, and an actual landmass provides a shit ton of dirt. You know what the Deacon reminds me of? Lex Luthor from the old Superman movies.
It's magnificent. Look at that. That's square footage.
As it turns out, I have this affinity for beachfront property.
What do you want?
Australia.
Huh?
He seems like a fun character.
Oh yeah, he's great with kids too.
How about a cigarette? Nothing like a good smoke if you miss your mom. Never too young to start. No.
So, would it be fun to live the life of a mariner in Waterworld?
Well, if you have all the skills we mentioned earlier, and if you're a little bit paranoid by nature, which I am, and if you can maintain your distance with strangers, which we are already doing because of the pandemic, you should be just fine.
And let's face it, 2020 looks more apocalyptic than Waterworld.
Exactly. But there is one thing we forgot to mention.
What's that?
What if you get seasick?
No!
So there you have it, a day in the life of a mariner on Waterworld. I'd just like to add that Waterworld is one of those movies that I have become very fond of recently. I watched the extended Ulysses cut of the film, which is about 3 hours long, and it's quite a fun experience. Some beautiful cinematography, the stunt work is excellent with a lot of practical on-camera special effects. The production design, especially the sets and costumes, look amazing. There's so much detail everywhere. There's an awesome score by James Newton Howard, Mariner is an interesting protagonist, and this is Kevin Costner at the peak of his career.
You know, he's like a turd that won't flush.
Dennis Hopper eats up every scene as a fun and memorable villain.
Boy, if you want to do something right, you've got to do it yourself.
I know people call this Mad Max on water, but I actually think it's way better than the 3 original Mad Max films by a mile. Please do check it out if you haven't already.
Thank you so much guys for watching, and if you want to see another collaboration between me and Movie Slinger, make sure to check out the Dishonored video right on my channel. The link is in the description below.